Namaste, beautiful yogis. This is going to be an intermediate to advanced, slower pace Vinyasa. Let's begin in the front of our mat. Feet are hip-width apart. The shoulders are back and down, lengthening through the crown of the head. Allow your feet to sink into your mat, lifting the kneecaps up, lifting the arches of the feet. As you inhale, allow your chest to expand. As you exhale, let your feet sink a little deeper. And again, inhaling, lifting through the crown of the head. Exhaling, extending the tailbone down, pulling the belly in. Inhale, lift and open, feel the expansion. Exhale, soften. Become more grounded. Inhale. And let's reach with the arms out to the sides. Relax the shoulders. The fingertips are reaching away from each other. Dropping the shoulder blades back into the back. And again, inhale the hands all the way over the head. Relax the shoulders down. Drop the feet further down. Let them sink further down into the mat. Lift, reach, arch. And as you exhale, dive down. Bring the hands down to the floor or to your shin bones. Let's wrap the wrists around the elbows. And allow the upper body to hang heavy, allowing the neck to be heavy, softening the facial muscles, softening the lips, softening the gaze, softening the jaw, maybe even moving the tongue around, making sure there is no tension anywhere in your jaw. The lips are soft. And let's release the hands down on the floor on the shin bones. Look ahead of you, flat back. And step your feet back into plank. Press the heels away from you, pull the belly in, open the chest. Spread the fingers open. Lift the kneecaps. And let's bring the left foot across from the body. Taking a side plank. Open your chest, maybe even up towards the ceiling. And step it back into plank. And let's take the right foot across from the body. Side plank variation. And open the chest, lift the hips. Right, let's bring the hands back on the floor. And lower yourself all the way onto your belly. Inhale, elbows into the rib cage. Cobra, lengthening the back of the neck. Extending the tailbone down. Exhale, press yourself up into plank and downward facing dog using your triceps. Optional walking in place in downward facing dog, feeling the hamstrings, swinging the hips side to side, moving with intention. Allowing for conscious movement, connecting the movement with your breath. Drawing the navel in towards the spine, and let's look ahead of us. Step your feet to the front of your mat. Inhale, look up. Exhale, folding in forward bend. And you can look side to side here, making sure there is no tension in the neck. And come up to standing with a flat back. Reach all the way over your head, hands over the third eye, over the heart. Big breath in, chair pose. Bring your knees as far back as you can. Hands in prayer. Left elbow comes on the outside of the right knee. Look over your right shoulder. Keep your chest open and your shoulders down. Keep your back wide. Inhale back to center, and as you exhale, go over to the other side. Keep your hips square, knees square. If you look down at your knees, they should be aligning. Coming back to center, back to chair, hands over the head. Exhale the hands on the floor, and let's bring them behind our backs, clasping. And pressing the hands away from the back and then towards the floor. You can shake your head here. Great. Keeping the clasp, come up and sit back in chair pose. And let's open the right shoulder up towards the ceiling, still standing in chair or sitting in chair. Back to center and over to the left. Softening the front of the shoulder. Finding freedom in the shoulder. Straightening the legs back to center, forward bend. Hands on the floor, inhale, look ahead of you, and step into plank. Strong plank, finding your core stability, core strength. Press the heels away from you. Take the left foot across from your body and take side plank. Modified side plank, arching the body here, curving up. And back to plank. Take the right foot across, open into side plank, and maybe go a little deeper, open the chest up. Projecting through the fingertips. And back to plank. Lower down onto your belly. Inhale, cobra. Extend the tailbone down. Open the chest, drop the shoulders back and down. Exhale, release. And pressing with your triceps, press yourself up into plank and downward facing dog. Try to press yourself up in one straight line using your core stability and core strength. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up. Roll the hip open, bend your knee, and bring your foot behind you, lifting through the right knee. Lift as high as you can. Press the left heel down towards the floor. Find space in the hip here. Let's lower the left elbow on the floor, standing on the left forearm, and lifting through the knee. Straighten the leg, lift up onto both hands, and step the right foot between your hands. Come up, warrior one. Hips are facing forward. Slightly tucking the tailbone down, clasp the hands. Go a little deeper here. Exhale, hands on the floor, and step back into one-legged downward facing dog. Great, let's go over to the other side. Left leg comes up, roll the left hip open. Bring the foot behind you. Experiment here. Move your knee. Lower the elbow down, coming onto the forearm on the right side. Lifting through the knee, opening the hip. Square the hips, lifting on both hands. Step the left foot between your hands. And come up, warrior one, pressing into the outer edge of the right foot. Sink a little deeper here. Keep pressing into the outer edge of the back foot. Spinning that right hip forward, internally rotating the right hip. Rotating the inner right thigh back. Great. And then bring both hands on the floor. Step into one-legged downward facing dog. And downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Spread the fingers wide open. Press into each and every knuckle. Lift the tailbone as high as you can, and let's step the feet between the hands, bending at the knees. Come up, chair pose. Pull the belly in. Peel your ribcage away from your thighs. Sit a little deeper. Lift your chest a little higher. Lift the arches of your feet. Come up to standing, hands over the heart. Inhale, sit back, chair pose. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, look ahead of you. Hold your breath, step into plank. Breathe. Let's bring the left knee into the chest and back. Left knee into the chest and back. Left knee into the chest. And grab your left foot with your right hand. Bring your foot across and release. Step the left foot between your hands. Come up. Warrior one. Hands behind you, clasping. Walk your hands down your right leg and look up. Lifting through your chest here. Lifting. Opening. And you can move your arms side to side, exploring the places that might feel stiff in your body. Inhale, hands over the head. Exhale, hands on the floor. Step back. Plank. Take the right knee between the elbows and back. Pull the belly in. One more time, knee between the elbows, drawing the navel in and back. And again, knee forward. And you can grab your foot with your left hand and bring it across. Great. Release. Step your right foot between your hands and come up. Warrior one. Exhale your hands behind you, switching the grip here with the dominant finger under, and open your chest up. Strong legs. Moving the hands side to side. As if the hands are trying to reach away from your shoulders. And inhale your hands over your head. Exhale, hands on the floor. Step it back. Lower down onto your belly, cobra. Shoulders back and down. Elbows in. Exhale, release. Press yourself up to plank and back into downward facing dog. Spread the fingers wide open. Lifting the tailbone as high as you can. Pull the belly in. Inhale the right leg up. Come into plank. Knee to elbow. Right knee, right elbow. Leg behind you. One more time. Bring the knee in. Extend the leg behind you. Knee in. And round your back here. Step your right foot between your hands. Come up. Warrior one. Exhale the hands behind you, clasping, opening through the sternum, lifting, extending the tailbone down. Sink a little deeper in your stance. Feel your shoulders. Exhale your forehead towards your right ankle here. Hands are still pressing away from your back. Pressing into the outer edge of the left foot here. Breathe. And inhale, come back up. Open the chest one more time. Press the hands down towards the floor. Inhale, reach with your hands over your head. And we're going to bring the right hand down the left leg. Look behind you over your right shoulder, twisting. Inhale, back up. Exhale, hands on the floor. Stepping into plank. Lower onto your belly. Elbows in. Cobra pose. Big breath in. Exhale. Strong. Press yourself up. And exhale, downward facing dog. Spread the fingers wide open. Inhale, the left leg comes up, come into a one-legged plank. Knee to left elbow. Inhale, back. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, back. Exhale, knee to elbow. And let's round the back and step the left foot between the hands. Come up, warrior one. Rotating the right hip forward. Exhale, hands behind you. Switching the grip here and look up. Exhale, slowly begin to lower down. Pressing into the outer edge of the right foot. Hands up, pressing away from your back. Inhale, come back up and look up. You can move the hands and reach over your head. And let's release the left hand down the right leg. Twist and look over your left shoulder. Reaching through the fingertips on the right side. Inhale up. Exhale, hands on the floor and step it back, downward facing dog. Take plank, lower down onto your belly, elbows in, cobra pose. Keep your elbows slightly bent. Extend the tailbone down, lengthen the back of your neck. Tuck your toes under, press yourself up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Try to press yourself up from your knees or from your toes if you're strong enough with a really strong core. It's a powerful move, so work on it. Practice. And let's come onto the tippy toes, knees into the rib cage, tailbone high. Look ahead of you and prepare to jump into chair pose. Sit back in your chair, hands in prayer, left elbow, right knee, look up. You can reach with one hand up, one on the floor. And let's transition into side crow. Steady. And step back down, reversing the movement. Back into side, chair, prayer, and over to the opposite side. Exhale, soften the belly as you twist. Extending one hand down, one arm up. Look down, bring the hands on the floor, chaturanga alignment, side crow. Looking a few inches ahead of us and step it back down. Side chair, hands in prayer, back to center. Inhale, come up to standing, lift, arch, or into a back bend, and come up to standing, hands over the heart, big breath in. Lifting the arms over the head. Exhale, dive down, forward bend. Inhale, look ahead of you. Hands on the floor, jump into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Back to chaturanga. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg comes up. Step the right foot between your hands. Lift your arms all the way over your head, warrior one. And open into warrior two. Take a little wider stance here. The right knee is facing directly forward. Turn the right palm up, reverse the warrior. Walk the left hand down the left leg. Keep the right knee bent. Back to warrior 2, straightening both legs. Prepare for triangle pose. Hinging at the hips, lower the right hand down, either on the floor or on your shin bone. Reaching up, lengthening the sides of the torso. Reach with your left hand up and over the head. Relax your shoulders down. Look down. Bring both hands on the floor. Lift the back heel up and twist here. Left hand on the floor, right arm reaches up towards the ceiling. And let's roll onto the outer edges of our feet and reach up, lift the hips. Draw a circle with your arm, right hand on the right hip, stack the feet on top of each other, side plank. The wrist is exactly underneath the shoulder. And let's lift the right leg 10 times. Controlled movement, slowly lifting, contracting the muscles on both legs, lifting to star plank and lowering back down. Once you're done with the 10 reps, going back into one-legged plank, 2 kickbacks, contracting the glute and the hamstrings here, pressing the heel up 10 times. Try to keep a straight line, and once you're done, lower down, chaturanga, upward facing dog, pressing the space between the collarbones open, chaturanga, downward facing dog. Moving consciously into your downward facing dog. And let's take the left leg up. Step the left foot between the hands. And come up, warrior 1. Press into the outer edge of the right foot. Press the left femur back. Open into warrior 2. Take a little wider stance. Sink a little deeper in your stance. Turn the left palm up and reach up and over the head. Keep your knee bent. Walk the right hand down the right leg, lengthening the sides of the body. Back to warrior 2, straightening the legs, hinging at the hips, reach way ahead of you. Tuck the tailbone under, lifting the kneecaps and lower down. Triangle pose. The hands are reaching away from each other actively. The feet are working here, the arches are lifting, pressing into the outer edge of the back foot, inner edge of the front foot, activating the inner thigh. Inner thigh is working on the left side, and let's reach up and over the head. Lower both hands on the floor, low lunge, lift the back heel up, twist. Left hand reaches up, right hand on the floor, rolling on the outer edges of the feet here. Feel your left hip opening. Open your chest. Left hand on the left hip, prepare for side plank. Stepping into side plank. Left wrist underneath the left shoulder. Lift your hips, pull your belly in. And let's go into side plank, star planks. Lifting the leg 10 times. Move consciously, move slowly, move steadily. Inner thighs are working here. And let's reach. In front, hands on the floor, kickbacks, plank kickbacks with the left heel. Keep your legs straight and lift. Body in a straight line, chest open. Breathe. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale. Upward facing dog. and back to Chaturanga. Exhale, downward facing dog. Drawing the navel in towards the spine. Nice, complete exhalations. Inhale the right leg up. Step the right foot between your hands. Drop the back heel down. Come up. Warrior one. Extending the tailbone slightly down. Right hand on the right hip. Straighten both legs here and keep your hips square. Reach way ahead of you with your left hand. Reach as far as you can. Find length. Lower the hand down and bring the right arm up. Revolving triangle pose. Parivrita Trikonasana. Keep your hips square. The hands are reaching away from each other. Work with your exhalations to go a little deeper. Elongating both sides of the body here. And let's bring both hands on the floor and lower your chest over your right leg. Keep the back heel down on the floor. Activate the inner edge of your right foot here. Breathe into your hamstrings. And let's shift the weight onto the right foot, coming into standing half splits. Lift your left leg up in the air, somewhere up in the air above you. Good. Bring your hands on the floor and kick your legs up and lower down Chaturanga. And let's lower down in Chaturanga, upward facing dog. Back to Chaturanga, exhale, downward facing dog. Bring your hands in the center of your mat. Let's take the right hand towards the left ankle. Switching sides. Twisting here and back to center. Inhale, the left leg comes up. Step the left foot between the hands and come up. Warrior one. Hips are facing forward. Work on squaring the hips here. Let's straighten the leading knee. Step your back foot a little closer in so your hips are completely square, and reach with your right hand as far forward as you can. Bring the left arm up. Exhale, soften the belly, go deeper. Lengthen through the crown of your head, finding a lot of length along the spine. Keep pressing into the outer edge of your back foot here. Right heel is on the floor, shoulders are relaxing. Reach forward with your left arm. Release both hands on the floor. Straighten the spine. Exhale, soften the belly, the rib cage towards the left leg. Breathe into your hamstrings, into your calves. Great, and let's shift the weight onto the left leg, standing half splits. Lifting the right leg up towards the ceiling. Hands on the floor. We're gonna do a little kick back to Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. You can bring your top of your toes on the mat and stretch them either together or one at a time. Stretching your feet here. And let's look ahead of us and jump into chair. Sit back in chair. And let's grab the big toes with both hands. Come into the seated and extend the legs in front of you, holding them with your hands. Great. Left hand comes onto the outer edge of the right foot. Twist to your side and look over to your right hand. Release the left leg down on the floor. Flex your foot. And let's bring the hand on the floor, bend your left leg, and come into a variation of side plank that you see demonstrated here. Holding the leg with the opposite arm. Great. Let's switch sides. Right hand, left foot. Look back. Hands are reaching away from each other. Straighten the legs, flex the feet. Great. Let's bring the hand on the floor, foot on the floor, and come into a variation of side plank. And release. And again, grab both big toes with your hands and roll back into plow. Holding your big toes here. Slowly rolling out of plow, coming into boat pose, Navasana. Keep your chest open, lift your legs high, hands together, reaching side to side. Keep your back straight, maintaining a slight curve in the lower back. Continue reaching side to side with the chest open. Let's bring the hands on the floor, jump back Chaturanga, upward facing dog. Back to Chaturanga, exhale downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg comes up. Step the right foot between the hands. Come up, warrior two. And let's reverse the warrior. Left hand walks down the left leg, reaching up and over the head with the right. Straighten the leading knee. Both legs are straight here and really find a lot of length. Reaching here, stretching, opening the sides, coming out of this, reaching way ahead of you, lower down, triangle pose. Tuck the tailbone under. See if you can bring the hands behind you and clasp the hands. And come back into triangle, really lengthening through the crown of the head. The feet are working here, those are active. Really lengthening through the crown of the head, lengthening the sides of the torso. And now we're gonna bend the right knee and come into a bound side angle. Open the chest and peel your ribcage away from your thigh. Use your core to hold your body up here. And let's bring the hands on the floor and transition into an arm balance. Holding it a little extra long. And releasing Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Breathe. Back to Chaturanga. Exhaling, downward facing dog. And let's take the left leg up. Step the left foot between the hands. Drop the back heel down. Come up. Warrior 2. Turn that left palm up and reach up and over your head. Keep your left knee bent. Now straighten it and reach even further back and up. Lengthen. The toes are spread open. Slowly come back up to standing, hinging at the hips, reach way ahead of you and lower down. One hand on the floor, one up. Trikonasana, Uttita Trikonasana. Really lengthening the sides of the body here. The head is aligning with the spine. The next level is bound triangle pose. See if you can reach behind and clasp your hands behind you and open the chest. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Tuck the tailbone under and pay attention to your feet. Pay attention to your breath. Let's bend the knee now and go into a bound side angle. Drop the shoulders away from your ears. Look up past your right shoulder. Great, look down, bring both hands on the floor, bring your elbow underneath your left leg and shift into arm balance. And step into Chaturanga, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Spread the fingers wide open. Come back to your breath. Let's come onto the knees. Walk the hands all the way in front of you to the far end of your mat and sit halfway back. Extended puppy pose. Breathe into your spine. And continue with a back bend. Lower the chest down towards the floor. Great. Coming out of this, let's rest in child's pose. Bring your forehead on the floor, sitting bones on your heels, and let your shoulders drop. From here, we're gonna come onto the knees. Bring the hands on the lower back, fingers pointing up, elbows working towards each other, and go into camel pose. Press your hips forward. Keep pressing the hips forward and lifting the lower back away from your hands. You can bring your hands on your ankles or over your heart. And slowly come out of this. One more time, child's pose. From here, we're going to transition onto forearm balance. So come onto your forearms and lift your legs up over you, preparing to jump back into a forearm plank. And cobra, lowering the belly down. Sit back, child's pose. And one more time, we're gonna bring the forearms on the floor, walk the feet in, bring the legs up one at a time, and prepare to jump back into a forearm plank and lower down onto your belly. And let's lift up into upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Knees on the floor, bring your legs in front of you. Let's extend the legs in front of us. Flexing the feet. Inhale, your hands over your head. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, look ahead of you. Exhale, fold. Forward bend. Breathe into the posterior side of your body. Soften your breath. Inhale, lift coming out of this, reach over your head, bend your right knee, bring your foot on the outside of your left leg, and let's bring the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Here you can stay in any stage of this pose. I'm gonna go a little deeper and clasp the hands behind me, flexing the left foot. Breathe. And either stay here or go into an arm balance. Side crow and release back down. Switching sides. Let's bring the left foot on the floor, on the outside of the right leg. Inhale, right arm reaches up. Exhale, twist and breathe, working with your exhalations. And you can thread the hands underneath your left knee and clasp behind in order to deepen this. Flexing the right foot, being aware of your body, being aware of your breath. Great. Either stay here for a little longer or you can transition into a side crow arm balance. And sit back down. And here we're gonna stack the knees on top of each other. Work your heels towards your hips. Left knee on top of the right. Bring the left elbow by your head, right elbow by your rib cage. Clasp behind. Bending forward is optional here. If you need to stay longer in this hip opener, you can stay longer, or you can transition into pigeon, bringing your left leg back and around, keeping your right knee in front of you. Flex your foot. Open the chest, lengthen the spine, lower down. Breathe. With each exhalation, feel your body softening, melting, letting go, allowing yourself to go deeper, allowing yourself to let go. I find it that the more I learn to let go on a physical level, the more it translates into my emotional life. Letting go with love, in peace, with respect, letting go of everything that is no longer needed in your life to allow for the space for the new to come, new openings, new beginnings. We need to allow something to die in order for something new to be born. For our new life to be born, we must let go of our old habits that are no longer serving us. Great. Let's slowly lift the chest up, bending that right knee. Flex your left foot, go back into one-legged downward facing dog. And step it back down. Bring the left knee forward. Prepare for pigeon on the left side. Flex your foot. Open the rib cage. Lift the rib cage away from your leg. Open the chest. Lengthen the spine. Lower down. And breathe. Stay present in this moment. Finding the divinity in this moment. Allowing yourself to experience this moment and how blessed you are to be right here, right now. Allowing for life to flow through, allowing for your breath to be easy. And as you exhale, feel your body softening, feel your hips opening, releasing, letting go. And as you inhale, allow your body to be filled with life, vibrancy, expansion. And as you exhale, feel your body soft, yielding, able to let go. So there is no obstruction, no constriction, no holding on to tension and tightness, but rather fluidity, strength, flexibility, openness. Slowly begin to walk your hands back towards you. Inhale, open the chest, bend your left knee. In here we're gonna bring the right leg back and around to bring the knees on top of each other. Right elbow up, left elbow by the rib cage, clasp, bend over if this is appropriate for you. And let's bring the hands on the floor and straighten your legs, shake them, round your back and slowly lower yourself down onto the floor. And let's bring the knees into the chest. Hug your knees into your rib cage and stay here for a second. Be quiet. Let your mind be quiet. Let's bring the hands or the elbows on the floor, hands facing each other. Bridge pose, the feet are parallel to each other. You can lift your toes. Either stay in bridge or transition into wheel pose if you're familiar with wheel. Open the chest towards the back wall, the wall behind you. Breathe into your heart. Slowly lower down one vertebra at a time and bring the soles of the feet together. Bring your feet on the floor. Open the palms of your hands up towards the ceiling. Drop the shoulders down. Soften the back of the head onto the floor. And let's extend the left leg, bend the right knee in and across, supine twist. Shoulders are on the floor. And over to the other side. Left knee across, looking over to the left. And back up to center. Prepare yourself for Shavasana. Let your feet drop to the side. Let your shoulders drop on the floor. Let your belly soften. Feel the warm tingling sensation in the palms of your hands and in the soles of your feet. And as you exhale, slowly allow yourself to dissolve into the floor. Slowly allow yourself to disappear for a few moments. And just be. Namaste.